Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another movie review. Not exactly sure which number this is, but I don't do movie reviews too often. I like to do more. And usually when I do them, they're just the movies I see in the theater. So, yeah, but this is a 2011 film. And it's Thor. Mainly because I want to see Thor: The Dark World, but I have not seen this movie yet. I'm not kidding. I have not seen Thor yet, and goddamn, I am so sad because, oh man, this was a really fucking good movie. So yeah, but anyways, hold on a sec here. Computer is taking forever to load. You probably need to boot it off and boot it on again sometime soon. But it's been on for a few days. I'm lazy, what can I say? But anyways, alright, let's get the technical stuff out of the way here first. Alright, the story's by J. Michael Straczynski and Mark Protsevich. And it's starring... Go down cast. It's starring Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Natalie Portman as Dr. Jane Foster, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Anthony Hopkins as Odin, Stellan Skarsgård as Dr. Eric Selvig, and yeah, so let's get into this movie. Whew, wow, this movie. Okay, first off, I just have to say this movie was really good. It wasn't perfect. I'll get into what kind of irked me about the movie later, of course, but I do just want to say that this movie did so much right. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've never been the hugest fan of Thor. Why? Because I honestly think that a superhero who is essentially a god is kind of overpowered. And is probably the most powerful superhero in the history of comics. Period. American comics. Obviously, if you're taking it to like manga or something, there's numerous that are probably more powerful, but in terms of American comics, he's probably the strongest. And I do think he's a bit overpowered. And in terms of storytelling, like, this is why I never read the Thor comics, even though I heard so many good things about them, because in terms of storytelling, I just don't see how that could be interesting, you know. But the movie was really good, because, you know, a big thing about the movie is movement in terms of the action. So I would be able to not really forgive on a critical standpoint if it didn't have a good story, and if it didn't have a good story, I'd definitely be docking it in this video, because this is supposed to be critical, but I would at least enjoy it, you know. However, this did have a really good story, alright? And it's the way that the story's told that actually makes it interesting, you know, because for the majority of the movie, Thor doesn't have his powers. So he's kind of put on equal footing with all the other fucking humans in the movie, you know. So, goddamn. Okay, so yeah, basically the plot of the movie is really quite simple. There are supposedly 9 worlds, or 9 dimensions. I forget what all of them are, but it's not important because we only see 3 of them. There's the dimension, I forget what it's called, but it's basically the dimension that Earth lies in. You know, the mortal dimension, in a sense. Then there's Asgard, which is the one where the gods lie in, I guess. It's, you know, the one where Loki and Thor and Odin are all from. Okay? So there's that dimension. And then there's the other dimension that's in this movie. I can't believe I forgot what it's called. And see, throughout the course of the movie, I would constantly forget what it's called until it's mentioned again, forget what it's called until it's mentioned again, and I have no fucking idea why. Hold on a sec here, let me see if I can find it. Okay, it's the realm of the frost giants of Jotunheim. That's it, Jotunheim. Okay, and yeah. Throughout the movie, I thought it was Jotunheim, but apparently it's Jotunheim. So yeah, Jotunheim's the other one, which is the realm of the frost giants that apparently have some sort of eternal hatred or something for Asgard. Because Odin in 965 AD, wow, basically waged war when he, back in the old days of him being the king of Asgard anyways, waged a war against Jotunheim, and basically, I don't think he killed their leader. Either he didn't kill their leader and spared him despite defeating them, or he killed them and they have a new or he killed their leader and they have a new leader now. I'm not exactly too sure what they're trying to lead on with that, but basically, and then he had two sons. Alright, Thor and Loki. But wait, he didn't have two sons, because, and by the way, yes, spoilers, okay. He didn't have two sons because Loki is actually a child of the frost giants. Basically, Odin found him there and brought him back because he was a child, but also because he wanted to was hoping that he could one day use Loki to basically gain eternal peace between the two dimensions, since Loki technically, he has frost giant blood. He's a frost giant technically. All right. And Loki, this isn't revealed till midway to the end of the movie, but Loki actually finds out about this, and enraged, he actually helps. First he devises a plan to ascend to the throne, basically, and in order to do this, he first allows the frost giants to breach Asgard's security and whatnot, so that they can break in. Alright, and then that prompts Thor to take some of his friends and go over to Jotunheim and basically declare war. Okay. And when he does this, his father, Loki goes with him, and Loki tells the Gate Guardian to tell their father, and so eventually get some really cool action scenes, and then in Jotunheim, and then in the end, when they're all about to be killed, Odin shows up and basically saves them, and he tries to negotiate peace with the frost giants, but of course it's to no avail, so they end up, a war is basically declared, and because of his disobedience, Odin strips Thor of all of his powers, including his hammer, and sends him to Earth to live life as a mortal. Alright, and that's the basic gist of it. The majority of this movie, or about half of it, is spent with Thor not having any powers. And you might think that would be kind of boring, having the main hero have no powers. But the movie is actually very interesting. Like, I was genuinely surprised at how interesting it was. Alright. Hold on a sec, let me take a drink here real quick, so I can clear my throat properly. Yeah, but needless to say, it was a very good movie. We get to see Thor grow as a character from the arrogant, wisecracking, Thor that was at the beginning of the movie to the more honorable and noble king-worthy successor to Odin, because Thor was going to succeed Odin at the beginning of the movie until he was banished. Alright, and Thor's hammer is Thor ends up finding his hammer on Earth, but it takes him a while before he's able to lift it and use it. He has to basically become worthy first. Now, there's many things this movie does right. First off, the action scenes are so fucking good, okay? Like, they're intense, and they just pump you up for an epic fight. And the effects in this movie are top fucking notch, okay? Like, they are incredible. Like, hold on a sec. I'm gonna check to see who is the effects team here. It doesn't say, unless that's cinematography. I don't think it is, but if it is, cinematography is Harris Zambarlosco, or Harris Zambarlokos. Alright. But whatever, the cinematography is really fucking good too. And so are the effects. The effects looks fucking astounding, okay? The music is also really good too. I love that they have the Foo Fighters in the soundtrack of this fucking movie. Awesome. Walk is one of my favorite Foo Fighters songs, alright? Holy shit, the budget was $150 million. Box office grossed $449,326,618. Holy fuck. So yeah, but anyways though, and also the acting was really good too. It was over the top, but it didn't feel like they were overacting in any way, I felt. Alright. So yeah, however, there were some problems. I didn't feel that the movie gave enough time to show the stages of Loki's and Thor's development. What I mean by this is that, let's take Loki for example. At the I just don't think it gave enough time to show how and why Loki became the way he did. I mean, I think it's supposed to be assumed that that it was because he found out that he wasn't actually Odin's son, but it doesn't really elaborate on that any further than that. And we don't even know how he found out about that. He just brought it up to Odin, and Odin automatically knew, hey, he must know now it's time, or he must suspect something now. It's time for me to tell him. I mean, I kind of wish I would have made the movie a little bit longer to explain that. Also about Thor's character development, because it just seemed to me like at one moment he was this arrogant, selfish, wisecracking hero, and almost instantaneously he changed, and that just didn't sit well with me, alright? Now, also I do kind of wish that they would have explored the worlds of, Asgard and Jotunheim a little bit more. Those aren't really major complaints, just kind of nitpicks in a way. But I do think it would have been kind of interesting, and who knows, they might do that in Thor the Dark World, which I do plan on watching and reviewing, by the way. Alright. So, yeah. But, anyways, other than that, I think it's about time for me to wrap up this review. In all, I thought that Thor the Dark World was a very good movie. It had it had a couple of problems, alright, and also one, nitpick that I found in the movie, but other than that, I thought it was done really well. And am I the only one who thought that Thor was played by Brad Pitt at first, because earlier this year I watched and reviewed World War Z. Brad Pitt in that movie looks almost identical to this to Chris Chris Hemsworth in this movie. I'm not kidding. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy. I don't know. But until I looked it up, I thought that that Thor was played by Brad Pitt in this movie. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking crazy. But anyways, though, when all said and done, though, I'm going to give Thor an 8 out of 10. It was a very entertaining movie, very good, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to watch Thor: The Dark World. Alright, also at the end of the credits here, this is a scene that everyone was talking about that I actually have seen. I looked it up on the internet, alright, sometime in the past. I don't remember if it was before or after seeing the Avengers, which basically sets up for the Avengers that you see that one guy who's basically the always accompanying Jane and whatnot in this movie, and he ends up being met by Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D., basically played by Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson, of course. And I guess it's kind of confusing. I guess he's like being controlled by Loki, it would seem, but at the end of the movie, Loki fell into like a wormhole, and of course this is all explained in the Avengers, which I saw in theaters. I do plan on rewatching that again soon and reviewing it, by the way. But yeah, I just thought it was weird. Okay. I didn't really know, like, how Loki was able to do that, but basically we saw there the Tesseract coil, which it didn't really say what it was, but if you watch the Avengers, then you know that's the Tesseract coil. Alright. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, though, but yeah, because it's nice when a lot of these superhero movies connect and whatnot, I really do love that. So yeah, but anyways, 8 out of... Did I give my rating yet? I don't think I did. Anyways, either way, I'm giving it 8 out of 10 because I think it's a really great movie. So yeah, but anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.